Welcome to the Midnight Overwatch with Phoenix and Laura. Information download begins in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initiating information download.
Hello and welcome everyone to Midnight Overwatch, and of course, as you can hear, it is Phoenix and Laura, and we are going to kind of get into what's happening right now, what potentially could be happening, and welcome to this Overwatch on October 25th. Can you believe it? October 25th. My goodness, where did this year go and what has been going on? What's going on? What potentially will be going on? I can't answer that, but perhaps, just maybe, Laura Walker of the OracleReport.com can. Laura, how's it going? A long time since we have done an Overwatch. How's it going?
It has been, yes. Well, I'm alive. That's good.
Oh, that's always good.
People have been wondering about me.
Oh, that's a good thing. Being alive is a good thing, yes.
I missed the summer, so I don't know what happened. So I don't know how much I'm be able to tell about what's going forward. You know, what happened to the world while I was in solitary confinement with shingles, Phoenix? What happened to it?
Yeah. Oh, a lot. We have a lot going on. You know, geopolitically, energetically, I mean, we have freaking allegedly, odd comets. Are they, yeah, that whole thing going on with the Three-Eye Atlas. Let's see, we have a couple little things going on. Potential of, global war, potential of war with Venezuela. Let's see, the United States government shut down right now. That's a small thing. What else? And that could go on. I don't know. Not much has been going on, Laura. What about you? Okay, you want to even go into, or you just like keep it very private? I know that people who are members of the OracleReport.com are aware of what was going on. And you know what? Before we go further, why don't you tell people how to become, a listener or a reader of your works at Oracle Report?
Well, I'm not behind a paywall anymore. All you have to do is go over to oraclereport.com. And when I post something, I'll email you if you sign up it's on the homepage. Gosh, yeah. So yeah, I got shingles and I'm recovering from that. And that is the blessing of ivermectin. That's what happened. I was so sick for so long and nothing was working. I almost lost my eye, and I'm all better with my eyes getting much better. And ivermectin, miracle drug that it is. A headache, really what I really want to say, well, I have a lot of things to say, but people in chronic pain, people just don't understand if they don't have chronic pain, because I had shingles in the forehead and in the eye. And so shingles attacks the nerves. And so that meant a headache beyond headaches, because, the doctor asks you, what's your headache between 1 and 10? And my question is like, your 1 and 10 is different from my 1 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like, it's 100 plus, and I'm about to put my head into the wall.
Oh, wow.
And so it's like, just when people have chronic pain, my mother has had chronic pain for about 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And I thought I understood it, but I really didn't understand it. And I guess I just want to say, just speaking for those people, don't forget them, because it doesn't go away. And I don't know. I might be on ivermectin the rest of my life. I do not care. And shout out to Tennessee, because in Tennessee they passed a law that you could obtain human ivermectin without a prescription. And I live in Kentucky, and so I went down there, and nobody would do it.
Right.
So I got online, and there were 3 pharmacies within the whole state of Tennessee, and I went to Knoxville, and it was expensive. It was about $2.65 per pill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
God. I used to
I
only pay
didn't.
$1 for each hit of LSD back in the day. That's crazy. Wait a minute. Did I just say that out loud? Oh my God. Okay, never mind. Delete. Okay. Forget what I just said, everyone. Phoenix did not say that. Okay, please continue. But that's expensive.
Yeah, it was expensive, but I didn't care because when you're in that much pain, I mean, it's 24/7, and it had been going on for several months. So um, I have found a cheaper alternative online. I haven't tried it yet. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail, and if it's a good, if it's a good one, I can put that out so people can order that themselves for whatever.
Hmm.
Because I really believe if you get sick with anything, just take it. Everything I think is parasites.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Well, you know what? You talk about, okay, we're talking about physical parasites. Are they physical? Are they energetic? Because you have alluded in the past, and if you're listening for the first time or you really don't know Laura, Laura and I have been
uh-oh, look
talking
out.
for years. We've been back and forth for years, and there she is, there she's not, and but Laura has talked about the parasites, the
Yeah.
energetic parasites. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit, but yeah, please continue. Yeah, fenbenzitol, which is, I think I'm saying that right, which is
Mhm.
another medication that is in the alternative realm. It's used for dogs primarily by veterinarians for parasites, and there have been open studies done about this and discussed about actually stopping cancer,
Yes.
removing tumors, all kinds of things. So yeah, the whole parasite thing, and the parasite, physical parasite, energetic parasite, one and the same. I don't know, but anyway, I just wanted to interject that, and I agree with you. If you have success with this and you like what you've done, yeah, we're going to let people know. We're going to share this with the public. Your faithful listeners, mine, and yeah, we'll promote that which helps and heals.
Yeah, and isn't that really what we're talking about with everything in the world right now is parasites. And of course, to me that's the archons. And everything is really kind of coming down to the archons now, and with the awake media, right? Like I think I started talking about the archons in 2012.
Yes.
Very few people would say this. I think there were like me and four other people, and people would get really upset with me because I said the word archon. Oh, you're going to conjure them. Well, maybe I did. I mean, I've had a little bit of a rough time,
Well, you know
you
what?
know.
Something came to mind right now. You're an energetic person. You do your thing. A lot of very talented things you do. I have a skill set, multiple ones, but one of the skill sets that I have that I've learned through my life and taught, there was something called recon by fire. And what that is in a military, like a kinetic type situation, if you were in an environment and it was hard to tell if you had someone opposing you or an enemy nearby, what you would do is do something called recon by fire. You basically light it up. You would
Hmm.
light it up. You think you may have something over that way? Light it up, baby. Bum, 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 bum. And if it's out there, it's going to shoot back. And so, you know what? If people said that, you were calling them forth, maybe that's a good thing. I think energetically, Laura, you were doing, and I know you did, because you got fire back, and many people have. You did an energetic recon by fire by calling out the archons, and guess what? Yeah, they were there. You found them, and they started
I
reacting
lit him
back.
up.
You lit them up. I know. You got a couple wounds. And it sends you an energetic purple heart.
Oh, thank you. Well, so many people know about it now. Everyone's lighting it up and they're like, I don't know where to go, right? And I think that really is the root of all of this. When we're looking at what's the current events in the world, how things really absolutely do not make sense. A lot of the UFO researchers, UAP, whatever, UFO to me, right? And it's like younger people now, right? And it's new to them and they're learning about things. And that the reason that has happened is because we lit it up and broke the ice early on. Somebody has to go first.
Right.
It's kind of what I do, I guess. But I, I've known that my purpose here on earth has been to do my best to eliminate suffering. I did this in Rape Crisis, and at the same time I started Oracle Report, and it comes down to this. And now Gnosticism is really, it's a hot topic right now,
Mm-hmm.
in a good way and a bad way, because it is, well, it's, people can look at the negativity of it all, or their interpretation of things, but to me it's information. You can take it on board, filter it through your own discernment and see what you can glean from it. What I've tried to do with it is understand what they left us and what they were warning about. And they were Christians, the early Christians.
Oh,
and
yeah.
A lot of Christianity was based on a lot of Gnostic principles.
Well, as a matter of fact, it's speculated that Christ, actually, Jesus Christ, the human being, actually was there in the area with the Gnostics. And that is basically, he was what they call him, the Nazarite. And the Nazarites were that's where the Gnostics were. The Gnostic text and everything that came, centuries later found were from the Nazarene area, the Nazarites. He was a Nazarite. They had a particular thing they did. They grew their hair long. That's why Christ had long hair. That was one of the things they did. And they also abstained totally from drinking, hard alcoholic beverages. And so he was a total teetotaler from hard alcohol. He did drink wine, but which was not considered a hard beverage, but he grew his hair long, which is the earmark, the basically traits of the Gnostics who wrote those texts.
Yes, and the reason that they did not indulge in heavy spirits is because they knew what it would do. It would basically open themselves up to the archons. The archons, or the chief archon, is Satan. It is Lucifer, and it's just another name from a different civilization, really.
What's interesting here in Pennsylvania, where I'm broadcasting from. They have what's called the state stores, and where they sell like hard alcohol. It's like really controlled, and it actually, the signs say wine and spirits.
Yes,
wine and spirits.
It's locked up in Virginia, where I'm from. Yeah, it's locked up.
It's spirits.
It is spirits, and they have names for it, and with all of this, but really, what it goes to now, a lot of fields of research are really merging into this, right? With Nathaniel Gillis, if anyone has read or watched his work. I mean, he was a demonologist, and he's like, this is a phenomenon that's going on, and the Gnostics told us about this.
Now you're talking about when you're talking about the phenomenon, you're talking about the lights in the sky, the unexplainable things we're seeing in the sky, correct?
Well, no, the phenomenon would be anything that the archons do.
Oh, okay.
Right, so they aren't. He's calling it the phenomenon, but it's the archons. What he's describing, it's demons.
Right. Yeah.
And they manifest and in quantum ways and do everything, right. And people are now kind of, once you've been doing this for a long time, everything seems to, and to me, it kind of is boiling down to the Gnostics and a simulation.
Right.
And this is what the Gnostics said. Well, you're in a simulation, and Christianity says this is not God's world. This is Satan's world.
Right.
And so it gives us Well, information, right? And what does that do? That's what gnosis means. Knowledge.
Knowledge, yes.
That's what the Sabian symbol for this cycle, the Libra cycle that we're in right now, began on Tuesday. It's about knowledge. It's
Okay.
about the Sabian symbol is mankind's vast, enduring effort to reach for knowledge transferable from generation to generation, knowledge, gnosis. And so it's breaking out, and it's there's I don't know, people trying to stop that because it's demons and all. Well, it's explaining really what's going on, and it's really no different from what Christianity is saying, or evangelical Christianity is saying as well, right? And so it's so interesting because it can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
And this astrological year, everything is changing. When we started the new astrological year, it was March 29th. The Sabian symbol for the whole year was a teacher gives new symbolic forms to traditional images. So everything changes, everything resets.
Okay.
And that's why they're going for it now, I believe. And that's why we've seen so many rituals that are going on that they pretend that they're not doing, but they really are. And there's a lot of deception, right? And none of this makes absolute sense. Anybody who studied a little bit of history understands you don't go to war when your country's falling apart, when you're on the verge of civil war. That's being induced, right?
Right.
You can't go to Venezuela. How many aircraft carriers do you have? It's designed. We're all being played. It's kind of a giant experiment. And I think that when we kind of look at this, over the years, when I've been talking about the archons and astrology, they use the astrology and it's a program to manifest things. Basically, you can use it for the positive or for the negative, as with most technology, right?
Right.
And nothing makes absolute sense anymore, because what is making sense, right? I've been pretty much in solitary confinement for 4 months. Last weekend, I went to Louisville, and it was like the world had left me behind. I was like, what is going on here? This frequency and everything. I ended up in driving through the King's Day parade. Was it a parade? Protest parade.
Protest, yeah.
It was basically a parade.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I want everyone to know that myself, Phoenix, and Laura, we're apolitical. Okay? We know better. Okay? I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I am apolitical, right?
Yes.
For a reason, because, I am not going to be playing those games. I support truth, and so does Laura. So if you start to get a trigger event by anything we say, okay, it's you, not us, because I have no skin in the game with either side. All right, I support things that are good, and I will not support things that are bad. And I'm pretty sure, I think Laura would agree with me on that. So before anyone goes off on those directions, I just wanted to interject right now to and allow Laura to go on with what she's telling us, that you don't be thinking, triggered, that we're leaning one way or the other. I don't lean either way. Do you lean either way, Laura?
No, I'm independent.
Independent all the way.
Follow
okay.
the truth, right?
So, the truth. Oh my God, and that's a problem. That's a problem.
It is.
In the empire of lies, truth is treason. So anyway, let's continue on with this treasonous conversation.
Well, yeah, I do tend to trigger people.
No.
Remember when
I never noticed.
Remember when I was talking about Amy Barrett Cohen? Is that
yeah. This is good. I'm going to tell everyone right now. Laura came out, is on a Midnight Overwatch, and she said,
was long before
Midnight Overwatch, yeah. And when Amy Coney Barrett was going to be, brought up to be Supreme Court Justice, and she did the charts, and she told everybody, this is not good, this woman's deep state, and she laid out everything. People lost it. I mean, Laura had, I mean, I had messages to me like, you don't know what you're talking about. How dare you? This is, that, blah, blah, blah. And she caught all kinds of heat, but I'm like, no. I mean, we're standing by this. And lo and behold, okay, who
Yeah.
would have thunk it, Laura, that you were actually correct? And she was a deep state plant.
Yeah, right. And that was following the money. I always talk about this. Astrology is a science. It can be put on the table with everything else that is um, empirical. And when you follow the money, which is all you really have to do, and you can look at the chart and you can see it. So that's really all you really have to do is follow the money for the truth of things, because people, narcissism is archontism. I've been saying this forever. Narcissism is another hot topic. Most people are getting like really educated because they're running into people who are archontically manipulated, and they follow the same little tracks of things. It's just,
Ooh. You know,
demons.
hey, hold on one second. Imagery just came to me when you were saying that. The movie Constantine. Constantine.
Yes.
Who's the actor who does that?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu. Okay, and he was like Constantine. He played from the comic book originally, Constantine, and there was one of the scenes in that movie where there was a young girl who was demonically possessed. And Constantine went in to square things away. He had him have a mirror, hang the mirror over him, and he got on top of this young woman who was demonically possessed, had a demon inside of her body, and he did some things, spiritual things, and the demon basically exposed himself, but what happened? The demon saw his reflection in the mirror and was so obsessed, so narcissistic, the story of narcissist. And the demon was like, oh, so beautiful, so beautiful.
Oh, yes, he
that
saw himself.
the
Yes.
demon actually went into the mirror and boom, pulled the mirror, crash the mirror, whatever. And if you know the movie, you know it. But yeah, that's what came to mind, that the vision of that, because you just said that they are the archons are narcissistic, and to a point, if we were to, I don't know, give any value to that movie, it will destroy them of their own narcissistic delusion.
Yes,
Okay,
the Gnostics say that it does end. The archonic rule of things does end. Um, Interestingly, right? Again, I mentioned Nathaniel Gillis. The research that he's doing is talking about looking at basically Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, everything that was going on up here where I live was absolutely related to everything that was going on in Cincinnati,
right.
Patterson, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the government, the federal government, the powers that be, the government, it's filters down to them. Some people are leaving the simulation where our reality, okay? And that means there's something else where people go and can come back to. If the Gnostics say we live in a simulated reality, it's simulating a reality that's really here, but over top of us is kind of like in the Matrix movie, right? Probably not like it's not ugly where the reality was when people jumped out of the Matrix. It's probably just like it is right here. And what would happen if we wouldn't even know it, perhaps, if God just, lifted the veil and just took it all out. We wouldn't even be in it anymore.
That's
it could easily
too.
happen.
I just had another thing come to mind when you're saying this. It's biblical. It has to do with one of the ancient prophecies. I think it's in the Old Testament. I believe it is. I'm not sure. basically about there was a prophet and he was with a warrior, and I it could have been Gideon. I forget who. Don't hold me to this, everybody. I'm sure someone will point this out in our description or comments below. Please do. But anyway, there's some kind of battle. And there was a group of individuals that were coming up, another group of individuals. They were greatly outnumbered. Things looked really bad. And the person who was in charge of the battle, was just like in such distress. And the prophet beside him prayed out loud and said, God, remove the scales from his eyes that he may see. And when this happened, all along the ridge and the mountaintop, a mighty army of angels appeared, because he basically, the prophet told him to ask that his blocking of that reality that's close to us would be removed, so he could see. And he saw that they had the backing of a mighty army, and it was some type of energetic veil thing. And I don't know, that just came to mind when you're talking about all this. I hope I'm not messing you up here in your train of thought, but I don't know, it just came to my mind. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, there's things that we can't see that are there.
Yes, right. And so that just gives people an example, really, of it doesn't necessarily have to go this way. It could go a hopeful way, right? Because I don't ever want to sound like there's no hope with all this. No, the Gnostic texts tell us it will end. So,
well, that's the thing. Another thing I say, Laura, I know you've heard me say this. I know people listening have heard me say this. Spoiler report, go to the end of the book, flip through the pages. Oh, yeah, God wins. God wins. That is the ending of all of this. And we have to know that and realize that. And energetically, the things we're seeing right now, the glimpses we have, those who have come before us, who have written and we talk about, I've related a few of them here tonight. Yeah, God wins. So I agree, Laura.
Yes. Another thing that comes with this, and this could be happening this cycle, this month, because this cycle goes, I think, until November 20th, started on October 21st. It's about discernment, with the mankind's vast, enduring effort to reach for knowledge. When the veil is lifted, you have to be able to see that. And I would say this, my shingles experience for the summer was a spiritual experience. And it was about my eye. It was all, focused right there on my eye. And you always have to look at whatever's going on with you, like what's the meaning behind all of that. There were a lot of things I didn't want to see, and I had to see. I've talked about, the times that we're in now. It's kind of like labor and delivery, childbirth, to deliver into a new world, because that's what's happening. It looks like it's collapsing, and it is, parts of it are collapsing that need to go away in order to have a better world. Deliverance is key to this, in order to be able to not only have discernment and see things, but not lose your mind in the meantime. Right. So I could have easily lost my mind. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. Y'all can tell me.
Okay, everyone, don't tell her. She doesn't know. Okay, please continue.
Deliverance is important so that you don't lose your mind, so that you aren't like invested in the experiment that's being run upon us.
Right.
Because if you don't have a spiritual basis with this, if you don't have a relationship, in my mind, to God, it's going to be very hard, because it is demons everywhere. I mean, I'm not telling anybody. I mean, most people probably that are listening recognize this. It's so much, so much so much more, and that, so many more people now that, there's something controlling them that's not them.
Yes.
If you have that spiritual root or that connection, and I think this comes with deliverance, prayers of deliverance, admitting your shortcomings and experience the relief that comes with that. That gives you exactly what you need to not be, I don't know, bounced around on a roller coaster of this, because it changes multiple times a day. Okay, are we at war? What's going, is Trump mad at Russia? Is Russia mad at Trump? It's just like, it's so fast. Everything is
Right.
so fast and speeding up,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And it's just like, if you spend too much time on it, you're going to lose your mind, and go to your trusted sources that are kind of covering it for you, and continue and build your life. I wanted just to tell everybody, I was so sick, I couldn't even, could be on the computer or anything. And it came to me, just enjoy your time. I believe we're in the end times of the Kali Yuga. And what do you want to do? All of this is happening. God is orchestrating all of these things to fall down that have been dominating civilization for eons.
Right.
Okay, that's happening. But what can you do in your own life? Well, you can live life and enjoy your life and your family and your loved ones and all of this, and not focus so much on what's happening. Now, this is getting ready.
Yes.
It could get really interesting, right? With the shut down, and if they keep it going with the EBT and the SNAP benefits and all that. I mean, that we know what that would be.
I actually, let me go into some commentary here. I actually believe that they're going to. I guess they again, they had another vote, week 12 or whatever, I forget, and they're continuing the shutdown, and the EBT will be shut down. Apparently, I actually believe, and everyone bear with me on this. I've talked about it in the past. I think that the reason that President Trump has prepositioned troops in different cities is they knew, both sides know, they want chaos, Laura. They want anarchy. They want this, so because there's a legal reason behind this that I found years ago, was that if there are 5 major United States cities that are in extreme civil unrest, it gives the legal authority to the President of the United States, whomever that may be, to declare a national emergency and also martial law. Now, the way it's been written, though, basically Congress and Senate is out of session, and it kind of makes the president, kind of like with Lincoln, right? We're back in those energies, and you know this very well. We're repeating some of these energies from the Civil War. Like Lincoln had the executive authority to make decisions without Congress and Senate. And this would enable President Trump to do the same. But like you have been saying, perhaps we'll see these things, and it's not for bad. Perhaps, everyone talked about President Trump, drain the swamp, lock her up, or whatever, all of that. This would literally, and don't go hating on me, people, this would give him the legal and constitutional authority to do exactly that. Will he? I don't know. Is this where we're going? I don't know. But I personally think, possibly, Laura, my projection is that they are going to continue this thing. And yes, the EBT benefits will be shut off, and people are going to freaking lose it. That's my thought. Please continue.
Well, I feel the same way about that, because it does seem like, it is the reset. It's going for a reset. I don't, Trump and what he's doing and all of that. We really just don't know. But I don't. There are a lot of things I don't like. I don't like what he's doing with the beef ranchers, um, saying that basically we'll take imports from Argentina, and all
Well,
this. There are
okay,
things that.
let me interject there. I live in a rural area of Pennsylvania. There's a lot of farmers here, not a lot of corn. Out in the Midwest, there's a lot of corn. Here, yeah, they do a mix, they do crop rotation, but all the people who planted soybeans this year, all of the soybean fields are like laying there. They did not even harvest. I talked to someone, one of my buddies, and about this, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was pointing out a field, a large acreage field of soybeans that aren't being harvested." He said, "Yeah, they wrote those off. They had insurance come in on that because of the tariffs that were introduced by the United States government against China and a couple other places. Basically, China will no longer purchase soybeans, and they were the number one importer of soybean uh, in the U.S. to China. And they're like, they went to Brazil, like, yellow, hello, Brazil. Yeah, we need more soybeans. And so we have people hurting from some of those sanctions already here within the United States. But like you're saying, and I don't want to like hijack what your comments are, but this house of cards, this false economy that we built must come down, and solid things must come into place, and it's not going to be without pain. It's not going to be without mess. It's not going to be without turmoil. Okay, and I'm stopping right there. Please continue.
Well, everything that you've been talking about with preparation all these years, at times seems like it has come, because I know in Louisiana, basically a lot of the farmland is not for rice anymore. It's for sugar cane.
Mm-hmm.
We can see what's happening in Japan right there. A lot of things are happening in Japan. And by the way, the new prime minister there is a jab pusher. She sounds all good. She wants to get rid of the immigrants, I guess you'd say. But she's a jab pusher.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone, you need to know this. I'm just going to put a fact out there. Some of the most racist people you'll ever meet in your life are Japanese. Okay, if you're Japanese and you're from Japan, you're listening, sorry, but it's true. It's true. I mean, you want to see one of the most racist societies? Like if you're black, you're Hispanic, like you're round eye. I mean, yeah, you are really, they won't have anything to do with you. I'm just saying. I
did not know that.
Oh, that's true. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, the Japanese and the Chinese. Oh yeah, big time, yeah. If you're an African American, a black individual from Africa or wherever, of that descent, you might as well in China and Japan be a monkey. Okay, that's not me being racist. That's me telling you what they think, and that's the way
they have all of these people invading into the country.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Too, a lot of we see racial attacks in places. A lot of times, people of African descent attack Asians and why do they do that? Because the Asians are racist as F. I almost said the word. I mean, they really are. But this is the old. Well, we have to go back in ancient history to look at all this. But anyway, how far off track did I just take us? Anyway,
no, you didn't. Because it's going on all over the world, isn't it? And look in Ireland. I mean, I just want to tell everyone in the UK, just come here if you can. It's it's not perfect here, but we have a little bit of liberty left. Come to the Midwest. It's a lot cheaper.
Oh, I know. My God. In the UK, I mean, social media posts. I think on PIR, I put out, how many people have been arrested this past year. It's like 12,000. 12,000 people in the UK have been arrested or fined for posting things on social media. And the problem is most of the things that they posted were true.
Hmm.
In the empire of lies, truth is treason.
Yes.
Crazy.
I mean, Irish culture is like we're seeing it crumble before our eyes.
Oh, I
I
know.
just, it's so unbelievable. So,
There's got to be,
obviously,
hang on here. There's got to be something to the Irish culture because look how many times they have been assaulted and they've tried to just basically erase them. With the British coming in, trying to totally crush the Irish. I mean, we've seen this over and over.
yes, yes, we have. Scottish people are known to be, rebels and whatnot.
Hmm.
But, the woke generation, they're afraid of guns or everything, right? And sometimes you need that to defend against tyranny.
I
And
know.
there, and there it is, right? So yes, I just feel for that. Come over here, people.
Yeah, come over here. But I even had a friend of mine who's from Scotland. He was Scottish. He's a bagpiper. Um,
Mm.
really good. And it's actually in some movies. He was in Braveheart, I think, and it's like 4 or 5 different movies he did bit parts in. He's not like a speaking part or anything, but he was there. And he's a swordsman, a historian. Was in the military, etc. But war kilt, played the bagpipes, the entire thing, and he was crushed by the American society. I mean, he felt like there was not freedom here, like he thought, and I don't know.
Wow.
You know, it's the last time I spoke to him, he was like, I can't believe this is America that I came to. And I'm seeing this more and more. And this is a
Mhm.
warning to us, everyone. When we see people, um, oh my goodness, I don't have the book in front of me here. I've been reading a book, Putin's Playbook. Um,
Is it good?
oh, it's very good. But anyway, it's written by a woman who had grown up in the Soviet Union, and then during Glasnost and all of that, she immigrated to the United States, and became an American citizen. She was very proud, very happy, and but she's very knowledgeable also, and she ended up working with the intel community. With Department of Intelligence in the United States government. It's a very hard thing for her to do, and she's saying the same thing, and she's kind of giving up the same warning signs. Like, yeah, we are rolling into, especially with in New York, they want to, and it looks like they may vote and have empower a mayor in New York who's a communist, and everyone, I'm apolitical, but I'm historical and not hysterical. Sometimes it's hysterical, but I'm historical. And communism does not work. The way it has been put forward does not work. It always fails. Okay? And we have to realize this. When you have someone pushing communism, and a key point here too, hello, everybody. Current Russia, the Republic of Russia, is not a communist nation. Vladimir Putin is not a communist. He grew up in communism in the Soviet Union. He was KGB, yes. But you know what? He did not like communism. He did not. But he couldn't say that because he was KGB. He was in the system. His parents were in the system. They were all in the system. And he realized it was no good. And what happened after communism fell in the Soviet Union and the West and everybody tried to go in, Pizza Hut, this, that, and just like really push democracy, things got so out of hand because of the oligarchs and the people who had been high in the Communist Party had wealth. They took over whenever they decentralized everything and made businesses private and different things, no longer, run by the state. It became so out of whack. You had an extreme, like the oligarch level. These guys were multi-millionaires, and everybody else was so dirt poor that people in Russia, they all collectively like, what? This is democracy? It was so bad. They're like, we don't want democracy. That's how Vladimir Putin actually became so popular, and he's been a leader for almost 20 years now in Russia because he rejected communism, but he also realized that the Western form of democracy, the oligarchy, which we have here in the United States right now, everybody, and in Europe, is not good for the people. And so that they're trying to do something different. They're trying to do it, globally with the BRIC system and all of that. Will it succeed? We'll see. Don't know. All I know is the old system is not doing so well. And energetically, Laura, I think we're still in the vibe, the energetic vibe of the revolutionary time. Dig this. Oh, it's been so long since I've talked to you. The whole thing about Pluto and the positioning of Pluto and what happened during the American Revolution, but also the French Revolution. How amazing to see what's going on in France right now and in the United States.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Right. And you're exactly right with, communism has proven that it doesn't work. And it really just kind of stacks it up against order out of chaos, because it's like chaotic with all these different things, because really what the New World Order wants is they want a feudal system with a very few slaves, serfs, I guess you could say. I think that I think there's a high probability that they're going to try for another pandemic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really do. I think that's brewing in the background there.
Seriously, well, okay, I'm not going to question you on that because I know better. Seriously, I know better. But wow, where do you think you see this coming and how this will play out?
Well, it's going to be a lot harder for them to pull that off again, because a lot of people are awake. I mean, they obviously are still trying it, right? They're trying to do flu shots and everything, at every chance they get. But it looks to me like in order to bring about digital ID here in the U.S., they're going to have to piggyback that onto something, because
okay.
they're going to have more because Americans are going to fight this. We will.
Right.
I don't know how far we will get, because everything is digital now. They can just shut your bank account off, like in China, right? They have all these people just sleeping in the storeways, like they don't have anywhere to live anymore, and they're just out on the streets,
right?
Because they got cut off, deleted from the digital ID and all of that. So it's not like
that goes back to the biblical, the mark of the beast, and you needed to buy, sell, or trade, and the whole thing. I mean, I know in different nations, I saw one videos like all these somewhere over in the UK or whatever, that you couldn't get in unless you scanned your QR code. You couldn't even enter the store, okay?
Yeah.
And what they did, how this worked, okay, had your cell phone. And what you do, you walk up to the store, boom, you hit your app, and a QR code comes up, and you put it at the sensor, boom, the door's open, and then you can go in to buy. And they literally have it set up where you cannot go in to buy in the store unless you have this QR code. Now, here's the interesting thing, everyone. Everyone talks about the verbiage in the Bible. What is it in the book of Revelation about a mark in the forehead or in the hand? They must receive a mark in their right hand or forehead. Now, that imagery was picked up by a prophet, John the Revelator, and he had been he had been not killed, but he was exiled because of his beliefs and his teaching of Christ. and he was put to an island, the Isle of Patmos, off the coast of Greece. And he was surrounded by salt water on an island in a cave. He lived in a cave. Now, my speculation is that potentially this cave, the crystalline energy of this, surrounded by the salt water, basically enabled him to tap in to the ether in such a way that he had these visions. And he saw some pretty amazing things. The Book of Revelation, the Revelator put out some pretty amazing things. Now, mark in your right hand. Everyone says, oh, it's going to be a tattoo. It's going to be a chip. It's going to be that. It literally says in your right hand. Everyone listening to me right now, where do you carry your cell phone? Oh, I carry it in my right hand. In my right hand. Okay. So if John saw that someone had something in their right hand and it was like the QR code, it would be like, 2,000 years ago, like, what is that? It's like a mark, like some kind of mark in their right hand. And if they did not have this, they could not buy, sell, or trade. Or in their forehead. Now, the thing about the forehead, that could be potentially, remember during the pandemic where people couldn't get into airports or stores until they were scanned with that temperature in their head, right? You've seen the pictures, you've seen the videos where people got scanned like, oh, okay, you're good, you don't have a fever, you can go in. And so, the digital ID, the digital, what is it? What do they call it, Laura? The
social credit score?
Social credit score, but like if you've been vaccinated, what are they called? Oh, it's like proof of vaccination in your right hand. Like, you have been inoculated, whatever. So I don't know. In the right hand, the forehead, man, I think we're in that vibe, Laura. I really do. But, again, we're talking about this stuff, this is good. And everyone's like, what the F are you talking about, Phoenix? What do you mean this is good? How can this be good? This is good. Okay, we have to go through all this. It's going to be troubling. It's going to be hard. You have to be a strong man or woman to deal with this. You must. But you don't have to be. You could be weakened. You could die. You could die. And, that'll be sorted out on the other side. But, I really think that things are lining up. Now, you were talking about, Laura, in the United States and the possibility of them pushing this. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see this energetically with their skills and what you've been seeing? You think we're actually going to see something like a social credit score here in the U.S.?
Well, not at first, right? I think it will be incremental. And that prophecy could be basically the outcome of the mark of the beast. Yes, your phone, it's a black mirror, actually.
Oh,
right?
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Right.
I have never heard anyone say that. If you don't know what Black Mirror is, everyone, Obsidian, Black Mirror, Scrying. Oh my God! I'm looking at my phone right now, and it activated, but you pick it up, it's a freaking black. I'm looking at it right now.
And a lot of the art from the Dark Ages, Renaissance area, the Phoenicians had empty picture frames, and this is what I was thinking about when you were talking about Constantine with his mirror. Okay, right. It's like it's what is it? Is it a portal? What is this thing? I'm not obsessed with my phone whatsoever, but most people are, right? I mean, social media is like, whatever. I could go into a diatribe about that. But okay, so we have the phone, but a little while after that, we know that they can tap into the wide body area network. I've been talking about this for like 3 years now. Sabrina Wallace's, she's been the one that has brought this to the forefront, and it's now gaining ground because, I mean, they can go into a cemetery and this go over graves and just pick up Wi-Fi signals of people, right? It's
Right.
from the nanotech. It's,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
graphene. We know what it is. What is, do you have nanotech in your right hand that is forming there, because there are nodes in the body where the graphene goes to. Britney Spears, her latest Sabrina Wallace's post, which Dr. Group, if you follow Dr. Group,
I don't.
he's picked it up as well. But people are, it's kind of mind blowing to, I mean, it's very triggering for people. And so you have to kind of, you know, it comes out a little bit at a time, but they can already do this. We may already have that at the node right there in the hand. It's already happening. They can tap in Britney Spears losing her mind with all of that, which, you know, type it in. It's basically like operating a drone.
Wow.
Like operators do. Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, and they can do this to anyone, you know. I had to kind of go into this area of research because, you know, I'm a targeted individual. I recognize that. They can do whatever they want. However, if you again, the protection comes from God. That's where you have to kind of go with all of this, everyone, I believe, because it's too much. Our brains can't handle everything that they're doing.
Right.
Because it's so much, and it's really happening this year. 2025 is starting because it is. They have the frequency, right? Astrology is math, which is sound, which is frequency. They have the frequencies to get it done this year. They could look at Europe. Oh my gosh, what's happened to Europe? I mean,
oh my gosh, I know.
It's so sad to me. And then some people are going on, you know, people from America, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to Spain this summer." All this, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God! Let me tell you a story. My son, he's like, "Dad," I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "Yeah, one of my best workers here. He's a college student, you know, and he's going to Paris with his parents. His mother has always wanted to go to Paris. They dreamed about this for years." I'm like, dude, you know what's going on there right now and how it is. This was like, I mean, a year or so, 2 years ago. He goes, "Yeah, I know." And I told him, I'm like, you know, you got to warn him that it's not the way it used to be. And he goes, "Okay, I will. And he did. And he, you know, this is, I'm relaying something to you that happened over like 6 months in conversation. Okay, so anyway, he told this young guy, you know, this very, really intelligent, hardworking college student guy about this, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And did he tell his parents or not? Who knows? But my son warned him. It's like, this is the reality of what's going on there. And fast forward, after the trip, it was a disaster. They were attempted to be robbed multiple times. They thought his mother was going to be raped at one time. It was absolutely horrendous. It was disgusting. It was the worst thing that has ever happened to them, and it cost them thousands and thousands of dollars and took them years to plan for.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that was the reality of it. And he told my son, he's like, "Dude, you were right." He goes, "How did you know?" He goes, "My dad told me." Anyway.
Oh
yeah,
gosh.
and it's sad. You know, I've had people, you know, members of PIR who are from, you know, France, contact me and talk to me about this. And they one of them, they actually, oh my goodness, Laura, this was, God, years ago. They left France. They lived in Paris. They left because it was getting so bad. You know, it was just not safe. It was really bad. And they went to Michigan. Can you believe it? They moved to Michigan. And this woman called me. She's like, "Oh my God." Not called me, but sent us an email. It's like, "Oh my God, you know, this is horrible what we found in Michigan." I forget the exact city, but it was bad. They were in an area where the police would not even go into. Sharia
Mhm.
law all the way. I mean, full hijabs, the whole thing. And that was in Michigan, United
Mm.
States, years ago. This stuff is happening. It's not being covered by the media. There is a big cultural push happening in the United States, which is a program in itself. But yeah, whenever you're talking about you feel so far sorry for the people in Europe,
Mm.
so do I.
So the loss of the culture. I mean,
Yes,
it's very upsetting.
it's done
It really
intentionally
is.
too. It's done intentionally. I mean, if it's
Yes.
not happening fast enough, they'll tear down monuments. And I mean, we see this already. I mean, here in the schools, in the United States, and different cities. Anyway, that's all cheery. Well, this is a very happy, cheery midnight Overwatch. Give us some good news. Give us some good news, Laura.
Some good news. Well, the energetics or the frequencies of the astrology, it's for the good as well, right? They push it towards the negative, but there's the good part of it too. And so it's the perfect time to change anything you want to change about yourself, about your life, anything. One of the reasons, and I'll go back to what you were talking about with Pluto, with the American Revolution and the French Revolution and all that, and how once Pluto went into Aquarius out of Capricorn, because it left that revolutionary energy,
Right.
and it's in Aquarius now. But we also have Uranus in Gemini. Okay, what this means is it's really all about the mind and technology and what the technology can do to the mind, right? And so this is why with Uranus and Gemini, it's like people getting very overwhelmed. It's very fast. It contributes to everyone feeling like time is speeding up. I mean, it's like I took my trash out and then I'm like, oh, it's time to take my trash out again. I'm like, what
Wow.
happened to that week?
Yeah.
It's the brain, the body can't handle it. The central nervous system can't handle if you're getting caught up in it, right? With the order out of chaos that they're really trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
If you can step out of that, and what are we going to do? Just watch it happen? No, we have to be a vanguard of an answer that's different from what they are trying to do.
Right.
Meaning building a world, building basically not falling down right now. I
No.
mean, in that I mean like not breaking down, your body not breaking down. You're solid with life, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
going to get harder. Like we
Mm-hmm.
said, like in a week, everything can be really, really different. I suggest everyone should stock up.
Oh
You
yeah.
really don't want to be in the grocery store if
No.
they're just looting and well, in Kentucky, I mean, everyone's carrying anyway.
Right.
It's an open carry here, but you don't want to be in that. And the frequency, like when I went to Louisville last week, I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I live in a countryside area. I don't live in the city. It's hard when you're in the city, right? But
Right.
so, be aware of your surroundings, all of that stuff. But really, but beyond that, what can you do? Hold yourself together. If you
Right.
hold yourself together, other people, you're role modeling for that. And like we're talking about now, it's like, well, it's like you always say, God wins. We know that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
And since that is the
God
case,
wins. Yeah.
so be it. Yeah, so be it. We're here. We're going to play our part with it. And recognizing that we're being played. We are always being played. We're lied to. The assault on our body through the food, especially in the US. I mean, it's the worst in the world. It's so hard to even, they're just creeping in, with organic things like
Right. Yeah.
make them not really organic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like what I was talking about with the beef, the ranchers, the farmers of beef, of everything, they had the screw worms that came across Darien Gap.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, that was awful. Really, you need to be around like an Amish farm to really kind of trust things,
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, if you're in the UK and you come over here, make sure you look where the Amish are
Yeah.
and that what they sell, because you're pretty going to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But so, it's like, no, we don't have to live in that world that they're creating. We see it, we recognize it, we're discerning about it. And I feel like with the Sabian symbols, they tell us what to do and what not to do. Right now, for this cycle, it's about reaching out, an enduring effort to reach out. They laugh at us.
Mm-hmm.
The wizards, the magi of the world keep doing that, whatever they call us. Cattle is what they call us.
Yeah. The Graham.
Yes. Right. And so it's like, no, I'm not that. And resist in your own way and feel good about that, because you're resisting Satan. You're resisting Yaldabaoth.
Right.
It's all in the mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever comes, you can handle it no matter what, if you recognize what's really happening. I guess that's really what I want to say, is like, it's not, I don't mean to trigger anybody, because it's like, no, it doesn't have to be this way. Create the new world. And like I was saying, it could evaporate little bit by this leader, so they suddenly died, right? By the way, suddenly died. It, up at the higher echelons of corporate America, the senior executives, if you were given the shot, not, clued in on what was going on, or given like a saline shot or something, they don't care about you either. It's not just us cattle here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone thinks they're like, on the inside. No. That's how they operate. Like they make these high level people think that they're, part of the inside. They're expendable. These are people that do things they want them to do because they think they're on the inside. But when push comes to shove and the hammer falls, guess what? You're not there.
Yes.
Fact.
Yeah. So doesn't have to be triggering. It's not hopeless. It's not the end of the world, but we're in a war. We are in a war because they made war on us.
Mm-hmm. And knowledge is power, and knowing the things that Laura's telling us and being aware of this and being prepared is like, again, it's not a fearful thing. It's like, okay, I've got this. To live a productive and joyful life, prosperous life during tumultuous times. That's our goal, people. And things are going to get tumultuous. Laura's telling us this. We can see this. It's not going to get calmer. It's going to get economically, geopolitically, potentially geophysically, in the earth, with earth changes, more intense. And we may see some really freaking weird things. Okay, and I think, Laura, maybe the next time we do an Overwatch, whenever that is, that's classified information, everybody, by the way. When that happens, we should maybe talk about these potential otherworldly things that are going to be appearing. What do you think?
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. And maybe we'll know a little bit more about what the heck they're trying to push with 3i Atlas, because that might just be the perfect opportunity to unleash a lot of things they want to do.
Oh, exactly.
And it might not be, right? Because it is coming at the time of the year where they always push space stuff around the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
And right there, and every year. And it's like, and that is an intention. That's a ritual. It's like, we're going to push it in here. And then one day we're going to do whatever we need. And we have already prepared the space, energized it, so to speak, to be whatever we want it to be.
True. And the question is, will it be a pre-planned thing like a pageant electronically that they do, or will it be them knowing in advance that something is going to happen and they want to get the upper hand on it? So many questions. Anyway, Laura, man, we have rolled out here, look like hour 9 minutes so far. Wow. Time has flied. Has flied. Time has flown.
Time has flown.
Good God. That's my reasoning. Anyway, what do you want to close with? What do we want to finish all of this up with before we roll out of here?
Well, I guess I want to say, when I recorded for the Libra new moon with the whole Sabian symbol of mankind's vast enduring effort to reach for knowledge, don't reach out, reach inward, expand inward. That's the place. That's the safe place to go and strengthen yourself from that. What do you really need in the world other than love and your family, loved ones, and all that? Nothing really, materialism, right? Everything is just being thrown at us so much outside of us. No, let's do the opposite of what the Sabian symbol says. Let's go inward, because that's the safe place. There's knowledge there, I guess is what I want to say.
Nice. All right. There we go, people. Go within. Go to family. Family ties. And love. Very good. Laura, thank you so much for joining me today and being here.
Thank you, Phoenix.
Oh, it's been a blast. And again, the next Midnight Overwatch with Phoenix and Laura will be at an undisclosed time. So be ready. Like, share.
We might light it up.
Might light it up. Anyway, Rumble. Check the Rumble link. I don't even know if I can put it here on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. But anyway, Laura, one last time before we roll out of here, tell people how to get more information from you.
Only one place, oraclereport.com. I have lots of recordings there going back a long time. You don't really have to be an astrologer. I just tell people, take what you can from it and leave the rest, because it's just really information. Forget the astrology part of it. But yeah, you can find me there.
Very cool. Oh yeah, and she has a lot of free stuff there too. Everyone books, etc. on the Black Moon, etc. Anyway, Laura, again, rolling out of here. Oh wow, it's 1 hour and 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Right when I saw
nice.
that. 11. So anyway, that is it, everybody, from myself and Laura. Laura, thank you again so much.
Thank you, Phoenix.
So that's it, everybody. From myself and Laura, until the next Midnight Overwatch, everyone be well, be strong, be prepared, and know that God wins without a doubt. And with that, Phoenix and Laura out.